Alright, so today's video is another revisit, but this time it was inspired by someone. And I'm not gonna critique, insult anything to KT1, but I'm just saying that the fact that Hawkeye wasn't on the top 10 skill list that he made, that kind of inspired me to be like, okay, you haven't shown Hawkeye in a while. Maybe it's time to dust him off and not try to convince people that he's a top 10 skill, but just show some gameplay, just have some fun with him, because I haven't done it in a while, and I still love the character. In my opinion, he's the 7th or 6th best skill, but other people view it differently, so that's fine. But I just want to have some fun with him today, so we're doing just that. This is a light revisit, surprisingly, given the time. It's a 30-minute video, but I call it a light revisit because, for Hawkeye, this is honestly a light revisit because the amount of stuff he can do is just insane. He is just a very strong character, and he can take so much content. If this was a full-on revisit, it would be 2 hours probably, because there's just so much he can do. So first off, while we do this first path here, I just want to talk about why I think Hawkeye is so good. And it's basically because there's so much compiled into this one character, to the point where just he is a utility and damage machine. There's synergies to up his damage output to be one of the highest among the skill class. There's some synergies that let him have a ton of extra utility, and it all just compiles to make this very good character. He's I like to call him a build your own character, at base he's a very strong champion. He still has his power drain, he still has his slow, he still has his suppression and his massive bleed damage, but then you can design him however you want. You can design him to have a fury buff with the Hercules synergy. You can design him to have poison immunity with the Nick Fury synergy. You can design him to have poison arrows with the Tiger synergy. Things like that. He can increase his utility and he can change his foreign damage output by synergies, and that is such an amazing ability to have. And that's why he's so versatile. Let's say you're fighting a Man-Thing, which in this video I will be fighting the Man-Thing boss 7.2.4. Let's say you're fighting a Man-Thing, right? Man-Thing is bleed immune and he inflicts poison, right? So Hawkeye by himself cannot take that fight because Hawkeye inflicts bleed and he is not poison immune. But then you slap on the Nick Fury and the Tiger synergy. So now Hawkeye is poison immune and he inflicts poison arrows now, which Man-Thing is not immune to. So it's literally just things like that, that it just changes the character. And with the synergies, he just becomes this utility powerhouse, So that's why I think Hawkeye is one of the best skill champs, because yes, he does rely on... he doesn't rely on synergies, right? But they help him so much, and it can just be a whole different character at that point. And the best part is the synergies are with pretty broken characters. I can read out the list of characters that have synergies with him. It's Tigra, Hercules, Nick Fury, I-Bomb. They all have such incredible synergies with him, and they're all amazing characters, So I really feel this character is just so good overall. And I'm going to showcase that by doing some paths and some bosses. I'm only doing 4 bosses in this video because in the real showcase I'm going to do 16, and if this is a light showcase then it should probably be a fourth of that, so 4 bosses is good enough for me. It's the Mangog boss in 7.4, the Super Scroll boss in 7.4, the Weapon X boss in 7.1.4, that one is incredible, and then the Man-Thing boss in 7.2, that one's also just insane. But first I'm going to do some path fights. This is Kinetic Transference, and Hawkeye is such a good Doom counter because he inflicts slow and he has DOT, literally what you want for a Doom fight, and you can just see he's absolutely melting here. And the path I did beforehand was it was something about power burn and stuff. It wasn't too crazy. I just wanted to show it because it had a Spider-Man who has evade, which Hawkeye counters very easily, and none of them were bleed immune, so it's just very good Hawkeye food. But you can see he just destroys that Dr. Doom. And now moving on, we have the champion. Like I said, another easy Hawkeye matchup because the champion has Unstoppable, but we have slow, so it's just like a direct counter to the champion. So, like, honestly, that's what this whole video is pretty much. It's just gonna be like, yeah, this is why Hawkeye like counters so much, you know, because like he has slow, he has his power drain, which I will utilize in some matchups. His poison immunity I utilize in a boss. I just utilize a lot about him, and especially like the bleed damage, the fact that he can like increase his bleed damage by like other nodes and stuff. So there's just like a lot he can do. And I know I've been saying this already for like the past 5 minutes now, but I'm just like reminding y'all, I guess. So I got hit. I got hit there. That wasn't Hawkeye's fault. Okay, that was my fault. So, but yeah, like it's just a very controlled matchup. You see, he triggered the Primal Fury, but there is no unstoppable. So I just keep the slow on, and now he's just melting at this point. So, like, very strong matchup for Hawkeye right there. And then the matchup I was looking forward to the most was this Sasquatch. So, Sasquatch is very annoying, but Hawkeye counters him in two ways. One, he has damage over time, which Sasquatch, like, kind of is... I wouldn't say... Yeah, he's, like, kind of vulnerable to it. And also, he has slow, so he can counter the Wrath unstoppable. So, going through this matchup, it's like Hawkeye has many rotations, by the way. For this one, I did like the SPT rotation because I wasn't really like looking to control power that much. So I just went the SPT rotation, and that rotation's like the best damage overall. But like for bosses and stuff, you kind of want an SP3 because it just like it makes it less stressful, you know. So I'm about to throw off my SP2 here, I believe. And yeah, the damage is gimped right now because of the Wrath, but once Wrath, you can see like the damage, like 3.3k bleeds. And then I push him to SP3, but then I power drain him, so you know. I forgot to put on the slow though, so like he's unstoppable now, but it's fine. Like, yeah, it's fine. His unstoppable isn't too much to worry about in my opinion. It's just like the freaking damage reduction is so annoying. And now it's triggering his regen, but you can see one of my bleeds is doing more than enough to counter it, so you don't even have to worry about it at that point. And then get another one off, and then it's just like game over. So that was a very fun path, a very straightforward path for Hawkeye. A lot of tough matchups, but Hawkeye just dealt with them very well. And, I guess I fought the Captain Marvel too. I'm going to let that play out, and then I'll see you on the next one. Alright, now we're in this, I think this is 7.2.4. No, it's 7.3. And it's a paradox path. And man, this path is so fun. You're gonna see why. Also, it feels weird to commentate on a very long video. Like, I've barely done this, but I don't know, I just feel like talking, so I'm just gonna do it. If y'all want me to shut up, I'll do it in the next one, so don't worry. So, this one is, it's very fun. Because you're gonna see why in just a second, you know. And this is what I was talking about when I said that Hawkeye has like ways to increase his damage output from nodes. And I got hit there, and oh my god. Okay, I think I recorded this when I like woke up. Okay, so cut me some slack. But I hit the intercept, and look at the damage output, dude. It's so crazy. So the paradox increases your damage over time debuff potency, and then the foresight just really increases your attack, and then that's what happens. So yeah, that's super fun. And now we have a Dr. Voodoo on the path. It's like, it's no biggie, it's just a Dr. Voodoo. But as you can see, there was like a Joe Fixit on the path, and I just want to, going off topic for a bit, Joe Fixit is probably my least favorite character to fight. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot stand Joe Fixit. I love the buff, you know, like, cheers to whoever buffed him because that was such a good buff. But my gosh, I cannot fight that man to save my life. It's like, I had one encounter that was just so bad that I like got traumatized, and now I just cannot fight him at all. Like, I had like 4 disorients on me. It was a bad time, and now I'm just like traumatized, and I never want to fight him again, but I'm gonna have to in this path. But you can just see like the damage output here, man. Like, it's absolutely insane. And he just like melts. Hawkeye's probably like one of the best options for this path, because it's like so much bleed damage. And now we have Joseph Fixit. I already said I don't like this guy. I love playing with him. He's one of my favorite science champs, but my god, is he like the worst champ to fight for me. So I tried to like make it as easy as possible. What messed me up the first time is that like I got like too many disorients on me, so like I took a block hit and like instantly died. I don't know how that happened. Like, I thought I was like pretty well versed with Joe Fixit, and then I like got clapped because I did not understand like how the disorients worked and all that. But you know what? It's fine. This time though, we're winning, so you know, I'll take it. Like, this damage output is just so hilarious, man. Like, it's just so much damage output. And then I took on the DD. I took on the whole path because I needed to get to a boss, right? But I'm not going to, like, show it all because, you know, it gets repetitive after, like, the 3rd or 4th fight. So this is the last fight. Another champ I hate fighting because he just takes, like, 2 years with his SP1. So, like, why does he exist? No offense to Daredevil players. I know Suida likes him, but, like, why does he exist, you know? Literally made to just increase fight time and just like make you rage at the fact that SP1 takes so long. But honestly, you can just see the damage output. It doesn't even matter at this point. So yeah, this is the last fight of the path that I'm recording, and after this we're gonna go to, I think we're gonna stay in Act 7. I don't think I went to Act 6 at all in this showcase because like it got nerfed to the ground. Oh, this is the one I want to showcase the most. Okay. This is Aspect of War, but you're not going to ever realize it's Aspect of War because, like, he just counters it so dang well. Also, there's, like, this one node where, like, if you hit into their block, it stuns them, and they also, like, stun vulnerability, so it's just, like, it's a really fun time. But it's only a fun time if you can inflict slow, and you're a skill champ, which Hawkeye is. There are very few skill champs who inflict slow. It's, like, Stealth, Spidey, and Shang-Chi, and Hawkeye, and that's pretty much it. Actually, I know there's one other wacky champ that does it, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Hold on, I have to think. No, I think I'm... Well, I got hit. Okay, well, I got hit. That's great. Man, I played so bad in this showcase, but you know what? I'm doing my job, okay? I'm showing off Hawkeye. That's what I was assigned to do. That's what I assigned myself to do. And like, the damage output is amazing. And you can't even tell that it's Aspect of War. Like, if I didn't tell y'all, then y'all probably wouldn't have known that it was Aspect of War. And yeah, that was just a very straightforward matchup. And I'm going to showcase, like, 3 or 4 fights on this path. Pretty much all the same thing. It's a very fun path. It's a very, like, trolly path, because you can just, like, hit into their block and just spam the heavy attack to slow. So I really enjoy it, but I'm gonna just let it play out now because that's like all I have to say about this path. It's just very easy, and yeah. Okay, moving on. Now we're in 7.2.4. This is, yeah, okay, I'm right about it this time. This is the Oscillate path. And honestly, I just wanted to show like Hawkeye slow once more because there's like a Rhino, there's a Juggernaut. And I also want to show his SP3 nuke ability with like versus Miles Morales because, you know, if you inflict Miles Morales with a special attack, he can go like invisible. So it really like, messes you up. But for Hawkeye on the SP3, you can just like do the SP3. He won't miss it because it's an SP3, and then you just like win the game. So that's what I wanted to showcase in this path. This Rhino is very easy because like you can just intercept him freely. And yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I have to say for this path. I might just let it play out, but it's just very straightforward. I wouldn't say it's a boring path because like Rhino is always a fun time. That's sarcastic. I hate fighting Rhino so much. He's so freaking annoying. Like, if you don't have a slow champ, he is so annoying, man. And also, there's an Hulk on this path. And that, like... Okay, I'm going to commentate that because, like... I think he's one of the best Hulk counters. Hulk is so freaking annoying in Battlegrounds, especially. Because he's, like, such a big time waster with the immortality. Like, he goes immortal... And then he's unblockable, so you don't really want to hit him because, like, you can mess up and die. And then he, like, regens, and he's, like, invulnerable during that regen. And then you have to, like, do more damage. It's so... oh, my God. I do not like Hulk at all. Offense or defense. Yeah, that's right. I don't like Hulk on offense. I think he is, like, very problematic, you know? Just, like... If they block for like 0.1 seconds, you lose all your damage output. I'm exaggerating, of course, but I don't know. It's just fun to pick on Hulk. Like, I think his animations are cool and all that, but you know, just a bit on the utility. He's like a damage guy. That's about it. But yeah, you're about to see why I love Hawkeye for Hulk so much, and it's literally just because like his gamma radiation doesn't like convert if it's like bleed, so that's why bleed champs are so good for Hulk Immortal. And man, that was a 20k crit on the SP1. That's pretty dang nice. I forgot they could actually do like good damage on the SP1. Like, look, this can be like, yeah, another 20k. And yeah, he just like melts, and you don't have to go through the immortal phase, so that's pretty dang nice. And I'm just gonna let the rest of the path play out. It's like a Juggernaut and Miles, so it's pretty cool. And yeah. Okay, so now we're on this power shield path, and I really just wanted to show this path because one, it has a Chavez, who is super annoying. It has a Korg also, and then it has what I think is like one of the hardest, most annoying fights in the game, power shield thing. And okay, honestly, maybe it's not that bad if you run like an actual counter. Like Hawkeye is an actual counter, but when like I'm in Cavi Q, right, and there's like power shield, and I forget to bring like a damage over time champ, it is the worst time in the world. Like, oh my, it makes me want to like rip my hair out with how annoying he is. Because like, you just always trigger protection, you know? And it's so annoying that you have to just like wait there for like 10 years to finally get him down because like he always has his protection up. I'm sorry, I'm just venting at this point, but still, I just do not like him at all. I do not like power shield thing, and I'm glad that I can get my sweet revenge on this dude. So that Chavez went down so fast. And now we have this Korg. So Hawkeye isn't really the best Korg counter, usually. But here, he's a great Korg counter because, like, you can just inflict a lot of poison damage, which Korg isn't immune to. And it's just a very straightforward matchup. But that was a pro strat. I literally tried to go for, like, the light intercept, and then he parried it, so he got his rock shield. I mean, his crowd charges. That was a bit of a pro gamer move. And it's just like an easy time, to be honest. Man, my light intercept, I'm just not gonna say anything because I'm gonna get steamed on by my friends. But yeah, like, very straightforward matchup. The power shield is obviously helping a ton, but he can do this fight without power shield too. It's just a very straightforward Korg. And now we're on to the thing after this. So I was so looking forward to this because of all the times power shield thing has just like ruined my entire day because I didn't bring a proper counter. So this is just like sweet revenge, you know? And Hawkeye just does so good on this matchup because thing, he's energy resistant, he's physical resistant, he's like immune to 2 damage over time debuffs. So like basically the only way to stop him is like incinerate and poison, which Hawkeye has, fortunately. And also he has a slow debuff, so you don't have to care about the unstoppable. So it's just like a very good time for Hawkeye. Like you can see, he triggered the protection because of the SP1 damage, and that's literally like the entire life story of Thing if he's on power shield. It's just protection all the time, and it's so dang annoying. But at least here I have like a poison debuff to help out. And he's melting now, like he's literally just melting. Okay, I was gonna consider if just like not commentating on the bosses, but I honestly feel like I should because some of them have like a really unique strategy. So this Mangog boss in 7.4, honestly, he might be one of the hardest 7.4 bosses. Like they're all not too bad. For me, the worst one is Mr. Negative. Like, oh my gosh, I got obliterated by him my first go, but it got better over time. But yeah, basically for this Mangog fight, you have to have the Tiger Synergy because he's bleed immune, and also the slow debuff lets you just like bypass the, what's that node called? Oh yeah, fight or flight. And also like his own unstoppable gets like countered by Hawkeye slow. There were some moments in this matchup though where I like hesitated to hit him because you see how he's slowed, but the unstoppable buff is still there. Like that made me really confused, so I was like hesitant to like hit him. But overall, this matchup is super easy with Hawkeye. I was gonna say super freaking easy, but I don't know why I would have said that, to be honest. So yeah, I get the perfect bonus because I don't know. I didn't have to redo this attempt, by the way. That was like my first try. So Yeah, you're gonna see the poison damage now. I think it was like 4,000, right? Yeah, that's like 4.6k. Yeah, that's just he starts to melt, and then you can just like you can back away at that point, to be honest, or you can just keep hitting him and deposit. Either or, I think he's gonna melt nonetheless. And now I just go for the power drain just to manage his power. And yeah, very straightforward matchup for Hawkeye. For most champs, this is a very bad matchup because like the unstoppable is so much to deal with. But yeah, it's not too bad with Hawkeye, I would say. This is probably like the easiest boss solo that I did in this video. Actually, no, that's probably the Weapon X. That one was just like a troll fest. And yeah, this Mangog is down. So that was a 158. That was actually pretty dang good. I thought it was going to be like 2 minutes, but that was 158. So let's go. I don't know why I'm on the screen for so long, but... Okay, now we're at the man thing. Oh my gosh, dude. This was insane. Like, this was honestly insane. So, I had the Nick Fury synergy, so I'm poison immune. I have the Tiger synergy, so I'm inflicting poison arrows. And basically, it's just like, it's a race. It's a race between Man-Thing and me. Because, like, I have the Flare node, and he's gonna get poisoned to death. So it's like, who will win, you know? It's like that. I didn't know if I was gonna have enough damage output. And also, it didn't help that I ate a whole SP1 to the face. So, you can see, like, right here. I think it was right here that I, like, ate the whole SP1. Maybe it was, like, somewhere else, though. Let me see. You can see he's doing a lot of damage on that. Yeah, right there. I didn't realize it was unblockable. So, I was like, oh, dang. I thought I was going to lose it, to be honest. Because, like, look. I only have, like, 29% health left. And he's, like, still pretty healthy. Well, now he's starting to melt. Now I was like getting really close, and I just barely won. So that was a pretty good boss solo, though. That was like 45 seconds, I think. Yeah, 45 seconds. That's quite insane. I must say that is a bit insane. So now we have the Super Scroll boss. This dude is so annoying. This dude was so annoying when I first fought him. I know, like, he's pretty much sim fodder, but he's honestly Hawkeye fodder too, because it's a very straightforward matchup with Hawkeye. I feel like if it was just like some other regular character, it'd be a very rough time because, you know, Super Scroll is just super freaking annoying. And then you have like the steady perseverance node, and you have the bullet time node, so it's just like, it's a very bad time. It's just a very, very bad time. So, the strategy here for me was to get to SP3, throw the SP3, and then fight's basically over. But I kind of, like, stalled a lot, so I'm just going to let it play out. So the SV3 was fired off. He's like basically almost done for now. He triggered unblockable, which kind of scared me, and I did get hit from it. But I knew I was gonna like win the fight anyway because it's really hard to mess up now because the SV3 bleed is off. Now I can go for my SV1 to power drain him, and it's just a very controlled fight now. You know, it's a much different fight than the beginning. You know, and yeah, that's really about it. It's just a very straightforward fight with Hawkeye. I did mess up once, but I still got the solo, so doesn't even matter really. And okay, this is the last boss solo of the video, and in my opinion, probably the best one. This one was a bit nuts, just because like it has poison vulnerability, and I have the Tiger synergy, so it's just gonna be pretty nuts. So the plan here was to like get to SP2 and then get to SP1, and that's about it. But also you have to like manage the Berserk mode. Weapon X is honestly one of the bane of my existences. Like, he is so annoying to fight at times. Like, right here, when he went Berserk, I kind of freaked out. I was like, okay, don't mess up here. But I got the intercept. I like how he's, like, super aggressive, so you can just, like, intercept him. Like, that makes him much easier on defense, in my opinion. But yeah, you can see, like, I'm critting for 10k on the light attacks. So now I'm doing like a lot of damage output. And then the poison's gonna do a lot of damage. See, he's just melting now at this point. I wanna see a medium crit though. Yeah, 16k. So like it really helps the poison vulnerability. And yeah, I think like he's about to melt here. Yeah, he's just done basically. So that was like, I think it was like a minute long, something like that. Yeah, a minute on the spot. So yeah, that's the end of my Hawkeye showcase, or light revisit. And yeah, overall, I feel like he is a top 10 skill for sure. And